What's going on, degenerates? It's your boy Maxwell Smart back with another transfer market video, and guess what? The number two, potentially number three JUCO transfer has committed. He's going home. He's going to Louisville, and this guy's name's Jay Scrubb. Jay Scrubb, interesting player. I'm a little split on him as a player. First off, I think that he has, personally, from a negative perspective, I think that he has poor shot selection. I think that he becomes way too reliant on isolation basketball, and that doesn't work with four other guys on your team on the court. And I think that he's just a little too full of himself. This is a guy that definitely has some talent. He's already projected as a second round draft pick in the draft this year, and I think that he'd be doing himself a major disservice if he did not attend and at least let Coach Chris Mack coach him for 1 year in that pack line Louisville defense. This is a guy at 6'5" and 215 pounds. He brings the size, he brings the strength, and he's at a pro weight already. He's very talented at attacking the basketball. He can take it to both sides. He can finish with both hands. He's an adequate shooter. He's not a fantastic shooter. You're never going to hear me talk about his killer instinct and his killer shot making. He's not a one dribble, pop a shot kind of guy. But you know what? When he takes it to the rim strong, he is not afraid to go up and get a rebound. He's not afraid to stand in the paint on the defensive end and block your shot. He's a very good athlete. That is what his best asset, to me at least, is. Because what's the big problem when you have a volume shooter who puts up these type of numbers? This is a guy that averaged 22 points per game at John Logan College in Illinois. He shot 50% from the field, 72% from the free throw line, 6.8 rebounds a game. The 3-point shot is my biggest concern with this guy, and just the fact of how he takes care of the basketball. This is a player that has the ball in his hands a lot, and like I said, he does not make the best decisions with the basketball. And if you're going to turn the ball over more than 3 times in a game, when you hold on and take as many shots as you do, that is going to be a major problem. And that's where you need the great coaching of Chris Mack and the Louisville men's basketball program to help you amend. This is a guy that has pro aspirations, and I think he's going to be a pro. He needs to improve a bunch of things. I'll say this right now. Streaky shooters do not last long. So, you need to shore that up. You need to be able to hit that open shot with a hand in your face, whether it be off the dribble, whether it be off a screen, doesn't matter. You need to be a better shooter, and this guy has to do a better job of shooting the basketball from long range. Playmaking skills. Yes, you have great finishing ability at the rim. You can take it to both sides, but can you take it to both sides and still have the vision to see where your teammates are and get them the basketball? This is a guy that needs to work on that. And what's another thing? When you're a streaky shooter, you miss a shot, what happens sometimes? Your emotions get the best of you and you're fouling. So this is a guy that also has to do a good job of staying out of foul trouble, because he's no use to anybody on the bench from an offensive standpoint. And from a defensive standpoint, with his ability and strength to stay in and block off lanes to the rim, that's going to be beneficial in a pack line defense. I will say this, it will be interesting to see how he does against elite competition, because let's be frank, in the NGCAA, he was not seeing that type of opponent, and the fact is, he's still very relatively unknown to the major basketball market. I think that's definitely going to change. I think that when you can put up shooting performances like you did against Three Rivers Community College, when you went 16 for 26 and hit 38 points, as long as you don't try and shoot threes, you're going to be successful at scoring the basketball at whatever level you play at. I think that there are some major holes in the game, but going to a prestigious program like Louisville, and for a coach like Chris Mack, that's the type of guy that can be your doctor and solve your issues. I look forward to seeing Jay Scrubb lace it up for Louisville, and hopefully not making the incorrect decision of going pro a year too early. So, good for Chris Mack locking down a highly touted, sought-after JUCO player. But when you're in the state of Kentucky and your guy that you're after is from that area, well, it's easier to lock those down. So we'll see what Chris Mack can do. We know he's a good recruiter. Let's see him turn it around on the basketball court with this guy, and let's see some development skills out of the coach.